Well, let's head straight to the commodities market now. We have Rosemary here with the details there, and it's about cement prices. They typically fall during the rainy season due to a slowdown in housing. However, in 2025, we've seen that trend reverse. Rosemary, talk to me about what we're seeing here with cement prices.
Good afternoon, Adi. So ideally, there is supposed to be a reduction in the price of cement, especially during the rainy season, because we are supposed to see a reduction in building because it's harder to build during the wet weather. But the reverse is the case this year, and this is due to a mix of demand and supply factors. So now on the demand side, demand is not really reducing because we're seeing an increase in infrastructure projects. For example, we have the Bodo Bonny Road in Rivers State, which is set to be completed by September 2025. And we also have the Lagos Ibadan Expressway, the 8.5 kilometers of the final first phase of this road being completed by the end of this month, and a host of other projects as well. So this indicates that there is still high demand for this commodity, which puts pressure on the price. Now, on the supply side, a lot of industries in Nigeria have to generate their own power for manufacturing purposes, and the cement industry is no exception. So now the cost of operating and maintaining this massive power infrastructure is really expensive, not to even consider the other costs like logistics costs, cost of importing certain raw materials, and maintenance of machines in this industry all affect the final cost of this commodity. So now, if demand keeps on rising and the cost of supply also rises or demand tightens, this will cause an uptick, or this will make the price of cement remain elevated, which will increase the cost of infrastructure projects in Nigeria and also make it less affordable for many Nigerians.
All right, so let's pivot to the construction sector. Now, I know that grew by about 4.19% in the third quarter of 2024. We also see real estate services that surged by 46.52%. So, definitely, I guess that's a sign that, cement demand, is rising. So, talk to us about how this, impacts the real estate industry, housing units. Well, we're seeing people struggle with, house rents and high prices for sales.
Certainly, the growth in the construction industry by over 4% and the growth in real estate services by over 46% definitely shows an increase in demand. So, in economics, if demand grows faster than supply, that's the supply of cement, prices will remain elevated. So for the broader cement industry, this indicates higher profit margins, which is good news for producers, and it's even more beneficial if they are able to pass down these high prices to consumers without increasing their cost of production too much. But for developers and home builders, this increases the cost of construction, their cost of construction basically, and they tend to pass down this higher cost to tenants in form of higher house rents.
All right, so what are you seeing going forward, for cement prices? Do you think there's some kind of a silver lining, coming up that could, drive some of these prices lower?
Um, well, we've seen a reduction in gas prices, and gas is a key fuel in, or one of the most important cost elements in the production of cement. But in reality, um, a lot more goes into the final cost of this commodity than just a reduction in fuel prices. So we have transportation, logistics, labor costs, maintenance of these machines, and all. So all these factors play around to determine the final price of this of cement, basically. And given how high demand is in the market currently, producers might, even if there's a reduction in cost due to a reduction in fuel cost, manufacturers might want to keep their prices high so they can benefit from the high prices and like expand their profit margins and all. So going forward, I do not see cement prices coming down anytime soon because of the pressure of demand and high cost of supply due to inflationary and exchange rate pressures.
All right, do you see the players there, the big players in that cement industry, do you see them collaborating, to help drag those prices down? We know they've had agreements, recently.
Well, if you look at the theory of things, it is an oligopolistic market. So there might be instances of pollution or some of these players are strategically watching each other to see which moves they might make so that they can also respond in a more smarter way to increase their profit margin. So the competition is intense in that market. So and every player is trying to increase their profit margin. So given the fact that competition is intense and everyone in that market is out to make profit, except for government policies to manage that situation, I don't see those players collaborating to bring down the price of this commodity anytime soon.
Right, I guess they're in it for the profit. All right, thank you so much. That was Rosemary Hira, analyst with Financial Derivatives Company. Thank you for coming on today.
Thank you for having me, Ladi.